All right. I'm so bloody excited because this is a name we haven't seen in a long time. He got picked up by the Korean military, had to do his military service after winning 2018 Katowice. I think he played 2019 BlizzCon maybe, and then he got taken from us, but he's back. It's the Africa Freak, soO! One of the greatest Zergs of all time, perennial second place finisher, a player known for choking in those grand finals. He finally had his gigantic world championship type event in Katowice that he won in 2018 after coming second in like 7 GSLs, so many premier tournaments. I believe he'd won an IEM at one point. I think soO might have won, I don't know if it was an IEM Cologne or something like that. I'm sure Wriggle or someone is my stats man in the chat is gonna correct me on that. Someone who goes and checks. He did win some major tournament, but I don't think he'd ever won a big premier tournament. Might have been a Casper Cup that he actually won, but you know, so many second places for so many years. One of the most consistent, powerful Zergs. And this, guys, is his return tournament. It's the King of Battles 3 qualifier. And I heard that he made a big splash and already looked like he is back in pretty good form. So we're going to be casting a few of his matches in this one. I'm very excited because, of course, he's up against the fan favorite 2016 World Champion Shopify Rebellion's Byun. Byun with a few fantastic matches recently in his GSL games. Is, of course, still having those wrist issues there as well. And here we go. He's going to try and go for that command center there as well. Now, soO apparently did win an IEM and a TSL 5 as well. Now, for those of you who don't know, if you're watching this live or on YouTube, there is a link in the Twitch chat or down in the description below, and you guys can actually go and support the King of Battles tournaments. This is a huge premier tournament. It's been hosted annually in the last 3 years, and it's a big part of the scene that has really come from the grassroots, from Alpha Rex and their team, who are basically saying, hey, we're going to host this tournament, and you guys can actually help support, cover the costs, and keep that tournament returning year after year. I think it might even boost the prize pool. So if you guys check that Matcherino link, we've linked it up in the chat and down in the description. And for just $10, supporting that tournament, you also get access to every single replay, including these qualifier replays from the tournament. Those guys have been kind enough to share it with me pro bono. I didn't even pay for it yet, but I'm hopping over to that Matcherino afterwards to get those replays, because that is the only way to get access to those replays, unless you're a lucky freak like me who basically just begs their team manager, is like, yo, give me replays ahead of time. I heard soO played sick games. I want to cast them. Show me what happened in these games because I missed them all live. So that is super cool to see. And Reaper is just dancing around. Does find a little bit of damage. I mean, he got a Zergling or two. It is Creep Tumor first on the natural. One guy still on gas. This is a pretty solid opening. The only difference is the third base is a little late. So soO's still opening old school with a 30, 31, 32 hatch. He's not going for the Clash opening. He's still playing kind of the olden day style. So it's ever slightly less efficient. It's not a big deal. It does make a small difference. Now, of course, on the other side, Byun has gone 3cc, so very economic opening for him. He's not going to be piling the pressure on, and that's pretty common on Blackburn because there's just not that many areas where your Hellions can attack from. More drones coming in. It's 44 supply. He does have a 4th queen on the way. So usually you want to start a 5th queen pretty soon here in the main as well. He's a little slow to start it though. Extra. He's going to go Roachwarren. Roachwarren and 2nd and 3rd gas. He's playing a 5 queen or 4 queens. Okay, so let me tell you guys about soO and the legend of not making many queens. soO is one of the greediest, yet he never dies to much early game stuff. Zergs, like he's just so good at getting ahead. And one of his key moves for doing that is putting less queens than other Zergs, and then just surrounding your Hellions with Zerglings, or doing a Zergling pressure, and then suddenly having an overwhelming number of roaches. And soO is famous for having some of the worst late game out of any top pro gamer ever. There's a lot of low and mid-tier pros who don't have great late game. Maybe they're more mid-game, early game specialists. But soO is legitimately was terrible. Like, incapable of doing anything technically in the late game for years. And you'd think that would make him a bad player, but he just never got there. He would always crush his opponent in the mid game, man. He's also famous for just smashing Roaches, Lings, Banes, just overwhelming his opponents. And right now, guys, he's planning a massive Roach Ravager Zergling attack. These Lings are a distraction. He's got 10 Roaches coming out, mass Zerglings. He's going for a giant push, and Byun has no safety at all right now. He has no safety mechanics. His Hellions need to see this coming, and he needs bunkers, but he's going to lose so much control here. Guys, I think soO's just going to kill him with a brick. He's like, yeah, 41 drones, 3 gas, that's 2 mineral lines, 3 gases, 3 queens injecting, only built 4 queens, skipped on him, straight into roaches. I'm just going to kill you. And guys, Byun doesn't even see it coming. Byun's just dead. He's just dead. He's gone into his marine production really early, and he's got stim, but he needs another minute or 2 to get out a lot more marines. Maybe if he pulls every SCV to the natural right now, Byun, a slow reaction. He loses a few of his hellions. He needs to pull every SCV to this ramp. He needs to fight on this high ground. He hasn't pulled the boys yet. Oh no, he's waited too long. He's going to try and pull to the high ground. Now that might work for him. He's going to try and pull to that right side, get some fire off there. He does get a bit of damage, but look at that. soO's trying to control the ramp, and he's doing it very well. He's going to deny the upgrades. Oh no! And that forces Byun to come down. Byun's like, oh dude, I can't lose my 1-1. Oh no, but he doesn't have any SCVs here. He needed to pull more SCVs out of his main if he was going to fight like this. Byun's got those stim marines fighting as well as they can, but these upgrades are still exposed, and soO's like, hey dickhead, I'm not going up that ramp. You have to come out to me. soO is just going to absolutely brick Byun to death. He's droning behind this. He's got double Evo and a lair. And it's just a clean, simple Roach Ling Ravager timing attack. Byun way too greedy in this game. He just had no safety precautions. And especially against a player who's fresh back from the military, not a good idea. He even brings a drone in. That gives the middle finger to the Terran as it goes down. It's just a clean build from soO. And guess what, guys? If you're attacking, you don't need that many creep queens. You can just spread creep off your existing tumors. He should be spreading that tumor up there. But has missed it for now. And yeah, so just to give you guys info on soO, so there was a famous game, I think it was 2018 BlizzCon, I believe it was the one Sarah won, it could have been 2019. So he got stuck in a late game air battle versus a Protoss player, and what was really cool is he had 52 Corruptors, which is over 100 supply, massive army, and they had no armor upgrades and only +2 air attack, and it was a stalemate for about 30 minutes, and at no point did soO, banking 10,000 resources, think to upgrade the Corruptors or build a spellcaster. It was one of the most hilarious things I've ever watched in my life, and it's a testament to who soO is, because I'm telling you, before maybe 2018, he never built a single spellcaster in his life. Like, you'd be like, dude, Broodlord Infest is Imba. He's like, but I can kill you with roaches and lings. And people are like, oh, okay. And they're like, well, what about in this situation? He's like, I'll use Mutiling Pain. Like, he is just the lair tech god of overwhelming you in the mid game, and he just hates using spellcasters. He's like, dude, I'd rather have more economy, more units, do more run-bys, and if I can get ahead by skimping on queens all game, like this game guy's still only 4 queens, hasn't added any more, then he will do that, just get a handful more drones, more army out, and he is so decisive with when he attacks. So the one thing that makes a lot of players really dislike soO is players who are really like overly careful in their engagements. When you watch soO take a fight, he'll attack into a concave, into a giant defensive position, and it'll either break the opponent or throw away an army to what looks like, at face value, just a terrible engage. But that's because soO is not really a positional guy. He's a guy who has a very deep understanding of timing in terms of army versus economy. So he will invest in economy as hard as he can, turn that into as much army as possible, and then he will smash that army into you at a time when his army is bigger than yours. He will do it in a way that doesn't look pretty because it's on an awkward angle. And you're like, well, that's not a good angle to fight. But he's like, I don't care. I know I have 35% more army than you right now. And if we fight, even if it doesn't look pretty, it's going to be good for me. So he has this extreme confidence in the fundamental knowledge of when his army's good at fighting and when his army's bad at fighting. And that's what's very cool about soO. Because like, you'll see him take fights, which I would never be confident to take. Because I'm like, oh, that angle's just too bad. I don't care what else is happening in the game. I would never fight into X angle. And soO says, no. I need to trade units right now, and I have way more shit than you. Now's the time to go. My 2-2 finished, fight. And you're just like, what are you doing? Like, it's crazy the way he does it. So I can't wait to see how he returns and see exactly what he does. His 2-2 is coming in. He's going Corruptors instead of Mutas this game, guys. This is old school. Some Ravagers and Roaches left over from the early game. He's got Roach Speed for them as well. So they're going to be like Biles for tanks. He's got Massling Bane, and he's just adding Corruptors just to clean up the drops. This is super sick. This is very, very nice. And he's going to go take out one medevac. This medevac is going to get hunted down as well. Byun, of course, way behind from early on, has to kind of crawl his way back into this one. But notice there's no hive. And after losing those 9 drones on the 4th, soO is not really droning crazy high either. soO is making army. And guess what soO does when he makes army, guys? I think we talked about this just a minute ago, didn't we? He takes his army and he will attack in a big blob into your face! He's going for it. It's the classic soO attack. He says, I know my army's stronger right now. I don't care about the positioning. I can kill you. More Lings, Banes, Ravagers than you've ever seen in your life. And oh, those Banelings just barely got on those Marines. It looked like a bad angle on the fight, dude. This is exactly what soO always does. Those Banelings just blast 2 or 3 Banes hitting the Marines. I think might have made this worthwhile. The Corruptor's peeing on the base. Byun needs to lift that up. The Marines out there on their own. He's very low on medevacs right now. He's got to break the stream. He does get out of range, but oh no, that 4th base is exposed. Byun with a big mistake here. He should have already lifted that base and ran those SCVs away. Byun, I think he actually had the chance to come back into this. Remember, guys, that soO, with this style he plays, has like 100% loss rate to Maru. When Maru turtles up and plays defensive, soO regularly gets ahead against Maru, but when you turtle up, because you could always rely on soO attacking the way he did in that last one, if you just double down on your defensive measures, you know he's going to commit into you. It's his big weak spot, and I don't think anything's changed. Look at this attacks. He's just YOLO! His Lings do get on the tanks. He's got the numbers. He knows he has the numbers. So he doesn't care about the positioning. He will overwhelm you with those numbers off that early roach timing attack. A very nice game there for soO to start his return. All right, guys. That was game 1 of this best of 3. Sorry I didn't have the scoreboard up or explained to you guys that before. So we've got another game, which is fantastic to see. Now, I imagine Byun's going to play a little safer this time, but soO, I think, will play muters. I think soO's the kind of guy that says, cool, got you with the roach timing. You're going to play a bit more careful. This time, I'm just going to play Mutiling Bane and try and overwhelm you. So I have a feeling that's what we'll see. Fingers crossed. We will get to see muters on such a long map like Hardwire where they can excel. And thank you very much, Chainsy, there for the ZvT sub. Appreciate the love, guys. Spawning pool first. Okay, so mixing up hatch first. Last game, he's going to go for a little bit of a Zergling pressure. This game, will it just be 2 Zerglings or more? We do not know. Byun is going barracks gas in the bottom left. All right, soO. 17 hatch by the looks of it. You can see he's rallied this drone down. You often want to send this drone down a little earlier on this map just because it is so far away, but I think that'll time out to get there right on 300 minerals. And yeah, you can see it could have gone down half a second faster, but it doesn't change much. So check it out. Let's also look at soO's control group. So he's got hatcheries on 5. I feel like he's the kind of guy who might have antiquated control groups. We'll see. Overlords on 2 and 3 to start, just for scouting, but they'll get overridden by army units as he builds stuff. So that makes perfect sense. Does he pull off minerals onto gas for a quick ling speed? 4 Zerglings on the way. So he stopped at 17 supply there, guys. I guess it was 18 supply, and then, oh, he's doing just a... All right, soO's keeping it simple, guys. You know what? This is just, honestly, the simplest way of playing Zerg is just here, deal with 4 Zerglings, follow it up with a roach push. I don't think it's actually that good on such a big map. Let's see if Byun actually plays safe, though, because he was not playing safe in that last game. He got caught out. And the SCV, dodge around, dodge around, dodge around. Oh my god, dodge, dodge. You gotta go, yep, you gotta keep scouting, bro. He could, but he's already taken too much damage. If he'd mineral walked from the start, I think he wouldn't have taken as many hits, so he's gonna turn it around. Reaper's gonna try to go out. He does start a factory. If he doesn't start a bunker, he could be in big trouble. The Overlords do see that Reaper is there, but he might try and cut around and intercept these Zerglings. How many roaches are we going to see, guys? Overlords popping, as is 1 Queen. I think it'll be a 5 roach pressure. I think this is the Lambo build. Now, that Overlord did not see the Reaper return home, so that Reaper will go back to defend, but he has no idea about the fact that there's a roach warren behind this. Byun sends his Reaper out. 1 Marine with a bit of micro could defend. The Reaper does come back. The Zerglings go in. The Zerglings see the Reaper coming back with the Overlord. They pull back. How many roaches we got? 5? 5 roaches coming out. He's going to build an Overlord and a Queen and more drones behind this. So expect a Queen and drones to pop up in that production tab, guys. Already the droning does start. The 5 roach pressure is pretty effective. The Reaper will go out, but he's getting distracted. Those roaches are already coming. Byun has not built a bunker. He's only... Okay, yes, he has. Bunker on the high ground. Good call by him. Playing nice and safe. The Reaper there will defend, and he's just going to have to pull SCVs to fight these Zerglings. Well done, well done. All right, I think he should be able to defend just fine. That being said, droning is already on the way. Zerglings get an SCV. Slight mistake by Byun there. He's building a tech lab as well. Hellion is out. The roaches are morphing into Ravagers. 2 Ravagers, 3 roaches. Hellion, Reaper, turn around, get out. And he does have to pull back. High ground is safe, but remember the Ravagers could still take down the reactor, some depots, all this sort of stuff. So having the bunker on the low ground would have made this much harder for soO. That being said, you can still bust the bunker or run past it. So it's a little dangerous either way. Depot taking some damage. Already he's got some Marines there, but they're very exposed. The Cyclone's not out, so this is actually going to be some nice value for soO. Look at that. Byun loses a depot. The other depot is very wounded. Behind this, drones. No third base. He accidentally built one more roach. Not sure if that's on purpose or not. I think it's a mistake from soO. Not sure why he'd want a roach right now. He's already got rid of the reactor. One depot. The other depot taking some big damage. Finally, this Cyclone's going to pop out. It should really go for the Overlord, not the Ravager. Yep. Because the Overlord is what gives vision to soO. So, and if you could float the command center, that would be huge. But he doesn't manage to kill it. Hellion's weak. Bile gets 2 SCVs. And just some real straightforward aggression, guys. soO apparently said, look, I'm coming back from the military. Let's study Lambo's free MMR Friday videos and just pull out those build orders. And you know what? They're working versus Byun. It's Lambo's free MMR Fridays. Guess what? It's soO free King of Battles bloody qualifier run right here. Because he's way in the lead in the workers now. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's mules dropping. His tech's not that fast. And he's building already Ling Speed and Roaches. So I don't feel like his economy is all that good. I mean, that being said, he's obviously got to defend the Marine Cyclone counterattack. 2 Cyclones? Okay, so Byun's going to go hunting Overlords, but soO realizing, he's like, hey, you have a Cyclone. He's pulled all of his Overlords back. He's got very little map vision, but he's going to make some Ravages, knowing he needs a long-range unit to counter the Cyclone. Oh, very good preparation by soO here. Really realizing exactly what he needs to do to defend this. I always take too much damage from the Cyclone counterattack. He's like, nah, just get a couple Zerglings to tank the lock-ons and 1 or 2 Ravages. And we should be good. And look at that. Double lock-on. But he instantly pulls that roach back. Good micro by soO. Now, soO, he's not going to mass Zerglings and go for an all-in, is he? He's got Overlords pumping out right now. He's a little supply blocked. 42 drones and whatnot. The Queens are out here. Does lose a Creep Tumor. Not a bad lock-on there. Just taking out a Zergling Creep Tumor. But not really finding any big bucks either. Behind this, going up into the barracks, is Mr. Byun. He's got a Raven coming forwards. 3rd command center almost finished. Economically, the numbers look just fine for Byun. But 4 more Roaches building tells me soO's actually just going to mass Roach Ravager Zergling and go all in off this. The thing is, the Cyclones should spot this coming, but should and will, different things. Very different things. And these Cyclones, look at that, the Zergling's not even going down. And, oh, he's not watching, so he loses one. The Zergling's tracking him right there. Raven's coming in, and look at this. He has no idea he's coming. This is such a surprising attack right now. Byun, you need to see this coming. You have no bunker. Oh, he's building a bunker right now. So it looks like he comes in, he sees no lair, and he's like, oh, crap. So he realizes something's going on, but he doesn't have a tank or anything like that. Nothing is scale well against these stacked up units. He's only got 1 Hellion. He hasn't repaired his units. His wall is fragile. He doesn't even have a backup wall on the high ground. And soO says, me make Roach Ravager Zergling and me kill greedy Terran player. Me kill greedy Terran player. Byun right now going, oh, god damn it. I really wish I built a Banshee instead of that Raven. Oh man, Byun playing way too greedy in this game. The Biles catching these mules, which of course aren't even fighting units. So they are running out front and dying. And it looks like he might have defended with the tank coming out, but he's already lost the depots. Drones are coming. A few drones, a few Zerglings, a few Ravagers. Feels like soO's doing a little bit of everything right now. He's bringing this older style, which I haven't seen people do so much Ravager Ling recently, but looks like the Terrans have forgotten how to defend it. And here we go. Oh, that's a lot of Zerglings, man. Oh, the Biles landing. The tank goes down. The bunker is going to fall as well. Oh my god, and there's still a lot of Ravagers left over. 26 SCVs have died. The Ravager's still standing strong. And that means he's going to be able to completely force the lift. soO does not have high ground vision. That command center is burning though. Marines run down, get one of the Ravagers, which is cute, but that costs him a stim as well. Get out of there. Repair, 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 repair. You need to keep these 3 CCs up. And soO's going double Evo, but he's still building some Zerglings and some drones. This is so interesting to see a player mixing units like this. He doesn't want to lose his 1-1 upgrades Byun, but it's been pushed off that base. No safety Banshee. No, really, there's a reason why people mix the safety Banshee in a lot, and Byun did not pick his builds wisely against a returning soO, an aggressive soO. He wanted to go up to the big macro war, and soO said, Roaches and Ravagers, keep it simple, baby. Raven comes in, drops another auto turret. Yet again, no kills. No kills. Oh, no. This is so bad, bro. So bad, man. This is so bad, man. And he cancels melee and makes range. So he's saying, you know what? I'm just going to kill you with Roach Ravager this game. 1-1 range carapace on the way. And, yeah, man, if you don't build those safeties, you can get in shrubs. Oh, it's a lot of Lings with a big arc, man. That's a dead siege tank, that is. And does pull back pretty well with the Marines. Combat shield's not quite finished. It'll be done in 8 seconds. Here we go. Got to pull up that ramp. Oof. Does evade it, but another 6 SCVs go down. And when you've got money for days like soO does, pretty good here. Now, soO's only on 5 gas, and he's a little undersaturated on his bases. He's kind of like build roaches, build drones. He's playing a very kind of Vietnam style, where it's hard, you know, few drones, few units, few drones, few units, fight, 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 fight. And he does some nice defensive biles there, but he will lose a lot of these ravages. Because when I say Vietnam style, I basically mean Mio Micah style. Crazy Vietnamese mad scientist, but ravages are getting chased down here. The Raven could have auto-turreted as well, would have been a nice little way to block that. A lot of the ravages do fall. Has Byun overextended? He's got to be so efficient here, does Byun. Time for him to start picking up Overlords, Overseers, slowly rebuilding his work account, transferring workers down to that natural, trying to recover, but he is in an absolutely gimped position. He lost his 1-1 upgrades. 1-1's going to finish. soO is going to make roaches and then ravages. And what he's going to do, guys, is he's going to do what soO does best. Now, there's a lot of people who, they're kind of like the Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark market scene. They spin their sword around. They do flippy, spinny shit. soO doesn't do that. soO picks up his brick and then repeatedly smashes it into the forehead of his opponent until their face is but a bloody mess that once reminded you of what a human is supposed to look like, but no longer even vaguely resembles it. And that's exactly what soO is about to do right here, right now. Byun desperately trying to hang on with his spinny, flippy, marine, stimmy, spready shit. He should not be running out of tank range, but he's so afraid because he's only got 1 tank behind it. And you can see Byun is like, oh god, what do I do, man? Those 1-1 upgrades so huge. The Ravager's like, we're going to burn the wall down. Your wall's going to get overwhelmed. And look at that, dude. The Marines, the auto turret, he's trying to punish these Ravagers. I do like that there's a second tank here, but Byun, he doesn't have enough healing right now. His Marine count's very low. More Roaches, more Ravagers coming on in. The tanks are not on high ground, so he's got to be in front of them with his Marines so they don't get biled. Byun, ooh, okay, that tank does get triple biled. It's going to go down. The other tank gets double, triple biled as well. The Marines are going to go down, and soO takes a brick to the face of Byun. He gets it done. Nothing fancy. Same as always. I just play clean, aggressive, simple StarCraft, and soO. He makes Zerg look simple, yet he's the only one in the world who seems to be able to do it that way. The rest of us try to copy him, and it just does not work for us. GG, well played.